Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. If you have been watching the news much lately, you will be forgiven for thinking it's the end of the world. Certainly many people have been using phrases like that. World War III, the world is coming to again, Armageddon, Doomsday. But it can't be, because this is the month of Nisan. This is the month of Nisan. This is the new year, and this is the month of redemption. And, well, that word redemption is maybe still a little slippery, because a lot of people will throw that word around, redemption, salvation, and whatnot. And just because they're speaking in English, we think they mean what we mean when we say that word, drawn from the Hebrew. But the English equivalent in modern theology and the Hebrew equivalent in our theology, well, those don't line up so well. So let's see if we can spot the difference. All right, so the term Armageddon, Jewish concept or non-Jewish concept? Non-Jewish concept, but you'd be forgiven because it's based off two Hebrew words. So that's the trick question there. Har Megiddo is the original Hebrew words that have become Armageddon. Har Megiddo is a place. We actually, have you been there? Yes, it's amazing, right? Because you can still see the fortress at the crossroads there in the land of Israel, which was one of the most important strategic sites in the entire ancient Near East. And so, as a metaphor for a big battle, Har Megiddo, the mountain of Megiddo, entered into the lexicon. It's part of our vocabulary now. But honestly, there's not much there now except for an amazing archaeological site. And a good winery. There's good wineries all over Israel, but and especially good. The drink at the end of the world. That looks really good on a bumper sticker. Absolutely. I got smashed at the end of the world. Next time I go, I have to put that on my list. Just to see the merch. Just to see the merch. But what about Judgment Day? Jewish concept? Non-Jewish concept? Jewish, but what do we mean by Judgment Day in Judaism? Do we mean God will rain hellfire upon the world to smite the sinners? No. We mean, well, every day. Right? In Judaism, every day is Judgment Day, meaning every day we assess our actions, we assess what we have done, and God is taking notes. That's what we talk about on Rosh Hashanah in particular. And every day we try to improve. We try to clear the balance. Any of our mistakes we try to fix. Any of the things we've done wrong to another person, we seek our apology and redress. We have judgment days constantly in Judaism. Whereas the non-Jewish theologies tend to have Judgment Day be a one-time only event. Rapture. Jewish, non-Jewish? Or you don't even know what that term means. That's okay if you don't know what the term means.
It's not Jewish.
Because it's a relatively new term.
Yeah.
Right? Go back more than 200 years, you wouldn't find even non-Jews talking about some sort of bodily rapture of being teleported into heaven. Nobody was that crazy back then. But, with time we become more sophisticated in some of our delusions. And the idea that somehow the true righteous would evaporate from this world has caught on, which is fundamentally at odds with the Jewish idea of redemption. So let's get into that idea of Jewish redemption. Jewish redemption is not about escaping this world. Many other religions, that is their main goal. Getting out of this world and never coming back, if they believe in reincarnation, and moving on to some paradise other than this world. That's not the Jewish concept of redemption at all. The Jewish concept of redemption is this world working the way it's supposed to. This world at peace. This world with goodness and righteousness all around us, and we believe that's possible. We are the optimists, because we think this world can be that. We don't think this world is unredeemable. We don't think this world is fundamentally sinful and flawed. We think this world is fundamentally good, but we routinely mess it up. Like a messy room, it doesn't have to be like that. And like a messy room, with a little bit of work, it can be a whole lot nicer. Now, we still believe that there are elements to it that we are not yet equipped to properly tackle. We, as an entire species, are still struggling with things like war and conflict and hate. We see these very, very commonly, but they are not actually intrinsic to humanity. They do not have to be in our world. They do not have to be in our lives. We have the capacity to get rid of them. We do not need to live in fear. We do not need to live with anger. We do not need to live with pain and with suffering. Even from things that are beyond our apparent control, illnesses or accidents, much of which are actually preventable and many of which are curable. Judaism believes this too will eventually come to pass, that we will make this world as it should be. We wait for the Mashiach not to erase this world, not to replace it with supernatural miracles that render this world unrecognizable to us by some magic. We wait for Mashiach to help explain to us and everyone else at the same time how to make those final steps into a world as it should be, into a world still governed by the natural laws that God put in place, but now governed also by the moral laws that God has been trying to teach humanity for a very, very long time. And that is all possible. That is all something that we can hope for, and it's all something we can aspire to in our own actions. See, there's nothing wrong with getting a little closer to redemption on your own. There's nothing wrong with trying to make some of the improvements of the things that we can handle within our own sphere of influence. We can try to seek more peace with our friends, our family, our neighbors. We can try to have more patience with each other, whether they're people that are well known to us or strangers, even in the most aggravating of circumstances, and even if we're not perfect, because we haven't quite mastered whatever it is that Mashiach will come to help us learn, we can be better than we are. And this world can be better than it is. And with that, I say that this month of Nisan, this month of redemption, when we celebrate the miracle of the Exodus, recognize the miracle that waits for us and the entire world. At the moment, it's seemingly out of reach. But out of reach doesn't mean that we cannot approximate. Out of reach doesn't mean we can't draw closer. And so let us use this month to refine ourselves, to prepare ourselves to do better, and to try and bring our own little world and the world as a whole one step closer to that redemption that we seek. Shabbat Shalom.